How to buy your second property. Now, if you're thinking, if buying my first home was tough, I can't imagine how hard it is to buy a second, well, you couldn't be more wrong. Let's go. So, now this won't work for everyone, but there will be lots of you out there that might be in a similar position to this. If you bought your first home, let's say 5 or more years ago, the chances are it's gone up in value. In this example, we purchased our first home back in 2015 for $250,000. If you took out a mortgage for 35 years for $200,000, this means you put down £50,000 and would be your equity in the property from when you bought it. Fast forward to today, and the average house price in the UK has gone up around 35%. This is an average, and depending on where you live in the country, this could be more or slightly less. The value today would be $337,500. As you've been paying off your mortgage, this would be now down to around $180,000, leaving your equity at a whopping £157,500. Now, if we remortgage this property to $240,000, $180,000 of this will pay off the original mortgage, and it effectively means that we've got $60,000 to play with for the new property. This money has come from the initial deposit increasing with the value of the house. This still leaves you with $97,500 left in the property as equity. For this example, we're going to buy a property for $200,000 using a deposit of £50,000. This would then require a buy-to-let mortgage of $150,000, and it's left us £10,000 spare for fees and costs. Now, you do need to factor in that you have a bigger mortgage on your first home, which likely means the monthly payments are higher, and you do now have a second mortgage to pay. But the benefits to you are you have a rental income from the new property, which in most cases will be more than enough to cover the increased outgoings. You now have 2 properties benefiting from the house price increases, which might even mean you could do this a third time later down the line. If done right, you could do all of this putting very little money in up front, as it's all come from the equity in the first house. These facts and figures are going to vary depending on a few different things, like your earnings, your location, which affects the house prices and the rent, your credit score, and interest rates and products available at the time. Either way, a good mortgage broker should be able to go through this with you and tell you if and when this might be a possibility for you. There are plenty of other details involved with mortgages which we'll be covering off in future videos, so make sure you follow the page for more mortgage content.